I'm at 304 South Highview Road in Middletown, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that would be concerning to the buyer. Our access is actually a hanging sewer. It's actually above my head here. It goes out towards us in the right rear of the basement, and then it goes out underneath the garage. There's a stack in the garage with no access on it. Now there may be a floor clean out somewhere, but I didn't see anything, and so I'm going to show you where we're going here. So here is, make sure that we can get the see if we can make sure that this camera's clean off just enough here. Okay, so alright, so I'll show you. This is the basement wall here, rear basement wall with the pegboard. If you look right here, and you can see how it goes through that wall. So this is cast iron. Pretty normal to have that stuff kind of built up right there where it first goes in. Cast iron is not a bad material, but it is, it does rust, and obviously, so it does create, a rough interior of the pipe. So, in a lot of cases, or just a couple things to note with that is that it does have a tendency to cause, it's more prevalent to have soft clogs with cast iron, and that's because of how rough the interior of the pipe is. But it looks like almost as soon as we get through this, we go into clay here. Just go find a little bit of water to be able to rinse that camera lens off. There we go. Got a little bit of like gold paper stuck there. Nothing major. So with clay's a good material because it doesn't break down. But it does have a lot of sections. If you notice, they're in 3-foot sections here. And what that does, or basically what that enables, is just more connections is all. So it tends to leave the see, like that looks like some calcium deposits getting in. You can see maybe some old dead roots at the most. So those things seem really hard. I didn't see those roots. Probably some calcite. Problem with that is we want to try to, it'd be nice to try to break that stuff up in that area, but it's really hard. But like with most lime, little things like that, you just want to make sure that you're not forcing any wet wipes or anything like that on these lines, because it's more common to, along with the cast iron, like I mentioned, for them, those things to cause those soft clog backups. And so with those like calcium deposits and how hard that is, it's a mineral deposit. It could be actually from when from when they put the line in, and it seeped through, but most likely it's from the see when I hit it, it doesn't move. And it looks like it's coming out like maybe a grease coating on it. It doesn't seem to be obstructing flow at all. these things are causing it to be really difficult for you to push this camera out. See, it's just not jumping over this. This could be an issue right here because it's preventing my camera and probably preventing the water or the solids from getting past this point, and the water has to overtake it. This has a standoff on the camera head right now too, and so. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over this. This one may be roots. You can see. But this feels really hard. Got it that time. I don't think I did. Just keep trying, I guess. Does not want to go over it. I'm going to pause the video, get a locate, see where this is, so we can figure out where it is, and hopefully when I get back I'll be able to get it to push over it, but I'm not real optimistic about it based off of how big that ledge is on there. So it's probably just basically just needs to be cleaned. To be able to get that, you want to obviously get that dam out of the center of the line so that things can't get caught up behind it. So I'm going to pause the video and go get a locate. Okay, so we are on the right side of the garage. So we've only gone out 60. We've gone out 60 feet, but it basically goes straight out underneath the garages and then turns towards the street. And we're about at the edge of the top of the driveway. So there's still probably, 100 feet. I don't know where the main is, but to get down to the sidewalk. So there's definitely a lot of line left to inspect, but we cannot get past this point. As you can see, the camera just will not jump it, and it is holding water. I believe this is tree roots getting in, and so it'll just need to be cleaned, but it'll have to be re-inspected after it's cleaned to be able to check the rest of the line, because this just doesn't want to. Because it shoves the camera head up, but it will not let it jump over, and so it's just not going to make it. I was trying to maybe even. It's just so hard that my camera won't jump it. I'll try a few more times. It just keeps throwing stuff up in the air. Does not want to jump it at all. Yep. Thought I might have it on one of these. Yep. It's just stuck. So. So we only got out about 60 feet, and then structurally the line looks pretty good. As you can tell, most of it, it's keeping shape. Cleaning it would also probably help a great deal to get those what looks like some calcium deposits and a little bit of grease build up on those. So it could be just more roots, but there are a couple of pine trees out there, and they're usually pretty bad about those. But you can see how much I think the camera's already kind of broken up, so it could just be a layer of grease in there. But a cleaning would be very good in both senses. Usually, the company that cleans this, they should be able to inspect it also. There's plumbing companies that do cleaning. But if needed, I can come back and do a follow-up inspection on this. see like in those areas, because that kind of looks like some old tree roots that's just coated in grease. But it's pretty hard. They're not giving the camera very much. Same with that. And so it would be a great idea to just get this cleaned out, and then we'll hopefully get past 60 feet. And there may be another clean out there in the grass somewhere that just hasn't been located, based off of how this runs, because it goes so far out, it turns. You would think that there would be another clean out in the straight run towards the house. A lot of times it'd be around a turn. I didn't see anything, but yeah, structurally the line looks like it's been holding shape really well. I mean, I haven't seen anything crazy. Here we are back into the cast iron. So we're getting close to the edge. Pull back. Be careful not to dump a bunch of stuff on the floor. And we are back into the reel. So, a little frustrating that we were only able to get out 60 feet due to a partial blockage in the line, but it was along the flow line. So the water is sitting there backing up, and then it looks like it's overtaking that spot eventually. But you could see the buildup obviously, and it's preventing my camera, so it's restricting the line down and preventing further inspection. So I'm going to recommend a cleaning and a reinspection, at least out 60 feet, and then if they need to, if there's any way to get to locate a clean out there, would probably be a good idea also to get better access, but I didn't see one on as I was pulling back. And so overall, though, in that first 60 feet, the line looked good structurally. It's just, we're unable to get more than about half the inspection done, if that. And so that's going to pretty much be it. A cleaning and a reinspection to make sure that the rest of the line is in good shape. I have a feeling they'll probably want to clean all the way out to the main 150 feet or so, based off of the large pine trees that are out there. They're usually pretty bad about root intrusion, and so I would have the whole line cleaned all the way out to the main to check for any of the tree roots, and then have it re-inspected to look for any structural issues. So that's going to end the inspection at 304 South Highview Road in Middletown, Ohio.